Yo, what's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining us today. Today, we'll be going over a betting guide for Robert Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov, best bets guide, showcasing my thought process, some of the bets I placed, some live betting strategies, and yeah, without further ado, actually, do appreciate all the likes I got for the full card predictions. Obviously, I was aiming for like 50 likes. It's probably a little bit ambitious, but you know, I'm a small channel, but producing this content is quite tiring. I have to research the fights, right? Each fighter takes like an hour on each fight. There's 14 fights on a card. There's 28 hours. That's basically another full-time job. Obviously, I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh no, feel sorry for me. My life's so difficult, blah, blah, blah. But to only get a couple hundred views, like I get a small channel. But yeah, the likes, the comments, the views keeps me going to keep producing this content. So yeah, so I do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So of course, we are a betting channel here. I want you guys to avoid a lot of the pitfalls I went through, so make sure you have a bankroll, money set aside for betting purposes. Recommended staking strategies. I've tried all types of staking strategies throughout the years. I'll put 1 unit on every bet, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, but what works for me and what I found works best is risking between 0.25 and 1.25 units. I'm grinding the marathon mindset. We're trying to grind the UFC betting markets, right? It's a long-term game. Trying to accumulate profits long-term. We're trying to stay in these markets and keep grinding these markets for basically the rest of our lives and compound our money. So don't treat it like gambling where you're trying to hit a big jackpot next week. Just try and grind slowly accumulate profits over time and then compound your unit sizes. Betting process is an ongoing battle, right? So keep that in mind. Beginning of the week might lean strongly to a bet on this side, but then you think about the fight a bit more and you're like, oh, it's probably not worth the bet. Also, a lot of these lines are very much subject to change, right? So some value might open up on a particular fighter if the line changes. So first bet I've got is Nasrat Haqparast, 1 unit. Got slips here. My thought process here is he's the faster, sharper, cleaner, more skillful boxer. I think he has better footwork, more movement. So overall, I do believe he's the more effective striker in the spot. I don't think Jared Gordon has good enough, strong enough offensive grappling to really take this fight down to the mat and had success there. Obviously, some risk factors that this fight could potentially play out quite competitive. It's a bit of a cop-out here, but I think this fight would be pretty easy to get out of or hedge if that's your style. If it's competitive, you know, easy to hedge out in live betting because it's going to be a competitive fight. Imagine lines are going to be fairly tight. Also, I think it's pretty easy to hedge with Gordon by decision if that is your style. So yeah, Nasrat Haqparast. Kelvin Gastelum. Overall, better boxer, in my opinion. It's mainly going to be a boxer fight. Better footwork, granite chin. For the higher level competition. He's actually a couple of years younger, which is crazy to think about, right? Some risk factors, though. He can't make the weight. Is that an advantage or disadvantage? Who knows? He's normally a 185er, right? And maybe he's not taking it serious, but my guess is that he just can't make the weight, just eats too much food, but I still think he probably trains hard. And I think this probably is an advantage for him fighting at 185. Again, like another risk factor, this fight could play out quite competitive, right? 2 strikers going at it. It could be quite a close competitive fight. A cop out again, but it's easy to hedge with, in my opinion, D-Rod split decision or D-Rod decision, or look to live bet out this fight in the live betting markets. At the moment, I have 0.75 units, but I think I'm going to reduce it to 0.5 units. Yeah, so Kelvin Gastelum, it's a bit of a steep price to pay, but I think he's going to get the win and the victory. So next fight here, well, it's actually not a fight, but I put 0.1 units on a 4-teamer. I've got Magomed, Haqparast, Gastelum, Pavlovich. Put 0.1 units on that to win around 0.3 units, I believe. So yeah, a little bit of action there. Who I think is going to most likely mess up and probably cost me, not too sure. Probably Magomed. But yeah, I think this one probably hits. I'm only risking 0.1 units, right? A lot of guys are probably going to risk 3, 4, 5 units on something like this, but bankroll management, risk management is key. Trading, not gambling. Now, I'm probably going to cash out this bet here. Is Sergey Pavlovich, the beginning of the week, like, because of how much these lines move, right? Like, before I could kind of chill and wait till like Saturday, Friday to place my bets, and I prefer it, right? Because I have more time to think about my bets and be more relaxed about it. But at the moment, with how much the lines move, I'm having to jump on these bets straight away. Like on Sunday, like, poof, bet this, bet this, bet that. So some advantages with Pavlovich. He's the faster, sharper, better boxer. He's got nukes in his hands. Some concerns I have with this is that the teammate dynamic is a little bit weird. Imagine like they're gonna go at it. They're really gonna try and win, but they seem quite friendly and buddy, which I don't love. We haven't really seen Pavlovich's cardio get tested since 2017. Heavyweight fights carry more risk, variance, and uncertainty. We could possibly see an adrenaline dump if Pavlovich goes all out for the kill in round 1 and is unable to get it. Obviously, Volkov is the slower fighter, so that's why I think you have to have Pavlovich as the favourite. But he is solid. He's a solid heavyweight, right? The price of 1.5, which is around minus 200, it doesn't really offer a good risk to reward ratio on the price. Right? If you're giving me Pick'em, no brainer. Let me get it on Pavlovich. Break even on Pick'em's around 55%, I believe. But 1.5, it's almost 70%. I've got him in a little 4-teamer, so I'm probably going to cash this one out. Now, this one I'm kind of 50-50 on. Ride or glide on the Reaper, aka Robert Whittaker. Obviously, logically, Rob should be the favourite, right? Better striker, more experience. Ikram's having to fly across the pond, but I don't really like looking at the outside stuff. I like to just look at how they perform inside the cage. Robert Whittaker's got very, very good takedown defense, grappling game, almost even money. So it's a good risk to reward ratio on your money. I am worried about his chin and durability. I don't really trust his chin. And I do respect Ikram. I think he's solid. He's a solid fighter. Obviously, he's a massive step up in competition, right? But I have this gut feeling that he could shine in this matchup. So this is what I'm kind of 50-50 on. I don't know whether to let it ride, to cash out. I got some of the earlier lines. The market seems to agree with me, but I think there's going to be some strong back and forth action on this fight. So yeah, help me out, guys. Maybe should I let this one ride or should I cash out a bit? So live betting, love live betting. I think live betting is one of the best ways to profit from the UFC betting markets. Make sure to take advantage of live betting. The edges are huge, but make sure to be patient and utilize good risk management. Like the ROI, the win rate you can get on live betting is absurd. Obviously, like, you got to be patient. You're going to have probably some tough periods where you're not getting many fights to be able to bet on, but over time, boom, your profit. Shameless plug, but check out my link down below if you want to join in on my live betting. So some live betting strategies. Dalby. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people pick Dalby. I kind of respect it. I'm not 100% convinced with Rinat Fakhretdinov, but I think live betting wise, this is probably the safer option to go with, right? Because I imagine Rinat's probably going to have some rapid success. But if this fight goes into round 2, round 3, Dalby's able to grind on him. I don't entirely trust Rinat's cardio. And Dalby gets strong as the fight goes. I think that's a much safer option. And you possibly save yourself some money if Rinat just is able to dominate with the grappling. Naimov versus Lima. Now, this is a really, really good fight. This is a short notice fight. Taped it, and I was quite impressed with Naimov. I was quite impressed with Felipe Lima, actually. I thought he was a solid fighter, well-rounded. Naimov, very, very powerful, strong, but he does seem to fade as the fight goes on. Obviously, it's a short notice fight for Lima. He did have a fight booked, so he's likely in camp, but statistically, short notice guys, they're not really favoured to win all the time, but I think Lima has a good chance of winning. Don't entirely trust Naimov's cardio, so maybe round 2, round 3, he starts to slow. Now, Johnny Walker versus Volkan, I low-key think this fight could go to a decision, could play out quite competitive, back and forth. Johnny Walker's having a lot of success early. And did you see Volkan as a crazy big underdog with Johnny Walker's durability issues? Then you might want to live bet Volkan at a crazy price, but at the same time, it could be quite a close competitive fight, and you just kind of score it round by round, see who you favour. Pavlovich versus Volkov. Now, this fight could get interesting from a live betting perspective. I don't think it's as clear cut as Pavlovich gets out of round 1 and Volkov's going to take over. I think have a gut feeling that Pavlovich could fight for 3 rounds, so it could be a quite close, competitive sparring fight, or maybe another situation where Pavlovich goes all out for the kill in round 1, and then kind of just adrenaline dumps and looks to fatigue, and maybe Volkov can take over. But I have a sneaky gut feeling that, obviously, unless Pavlovich just smokes him in round 1, which is a strong possibility, right? Next fight, Robert Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov. I think this fight could play out very, very competitive. There could be an early finish from the Ikram Aliskerov side, so maybe if you guys are targeting Robert Whittaker and a little bit unconfident, then you could save this one for live betting. But I think this fight could play out competitive. We don't really know too much about Ikram facing really, really high levels of competition and how his cardio holds up for 5 rounds. And I trust Robert Whittaker as the fight progresses, but Ikram here, he could easily shine and smash up, but because I think it's going to be quite a competitive fight. I think this one could be good for live betting. So that's the end of the presentation. Hopefully you guys got some value from it. Make sure to, all that cliche stuff, like, comment, sub, help me out with the algorithm, keep me motivated to keep producing the content. And yeah, good luck with your bets this weekend, guys. Remember, long-term game, good risk management, good trade management. If you do have a losing night, like, we're not all immune to winning all the time, right? So just keep a level head, keep cool, calm, composed. Don't get too emotional. And over time, if you have an edge, it's going to come through, yeah? So good luck, guys. Take care.